brought back to Albury during the night and questioned for several hours before charges were laid. Police had said that the proprietor of a North Albury bookstore had left for Sydney 4.5 hours before 3 firemen had been hit by explosions as they attempted to put out a fire at the rear of the store. It was discovered that the building was littered with explosive booby traps and was eventually blown up. Lapadat was today charged with 3 counts of wounding with intent to commit murder, 3 counts of wounding, 3 counts of causing explosions, 3 counts of placing an explosive substance with intent to do bodily harm, and 1 count of setting a man trap. When he appeared in court, one of his hands was heavily bandaged. In applying for bail, counsel for Lapadat said that his client had never been before a court before. He would plead not guilty to all charges. He said that Lapadat had lived locally with his elderly parents for about 20 years and had surrendered voluntarily to police when he found out about the incidents in North Albury. In opposing bail, prosecutor Sergeant Bob Martin said Lapadat was appearing on 13 serious charges. He said that apart from living with his parents, he had no other ties with the area. Lapadat ran a business which no longer existed. Justice of the Peace, Mr. Spinks, then remanded Lapadat in custody until next Tuesday.
Right, this interview with Detective Sergeant Gary Matthews, 5 from now. Sergeant Matthews, it's an incredible scene that we see here at the moment. What actually has happened?
About 3:20 a.m. this morning, a fire was seen to be burning within the building. The fire brigade entered the premises to try and put the fire out, and during the attempts to put it out, they opened up an interior door. As they did that, there was an explosion, and 3 firemen have been struck by pellets from a device, and 3 were taken to hospital and have been admitted. Since then, there were further 2 explosions a short time later while police and firemen are still in attendance. 3 more devices have been triggered off by the Army personnel who have been here assisting, and a further search is being conducted at the moment to see if there's any further devices.
I understand the dogs are going to be brought in too.
The dogs have arrived and they will be brought in later in the evening.
Is there any idea of why these devices have been set up like this?
Oh, I think it's quite apparent, but I'd rather not comment at this stage.
Is anyone being questioned at the moment?
Inquiries are being made to locate the occupier of the shop at the moment.
Well, how long do you expect it to last?
I feel at least 8 o'clock this evening before the whole operation is finalised.
Thanks, Gary. Thanks a lot.
Thanks very much.
When you get in,
On the New South Wales-Victorian border, Army bomb disposal experts are probing through an Albury bookshop where 3 firemen suffered gunshot wounds to the legs and hands overnight. The firemen were hit by shotgun pellets, fired from a homemade security device, triggered when they responded to a call to the shop.
The shop, which trades in second-hand books and also has a number of pinball machines on the premises, is located in Mate Street, North Albury. About 3 o'clock this morning, firemen were called to a blaze in the shop, expecting nothing more than a routine firefighting operation. Suddenly, a shotgun blast went off and the men were struck by pellets and flying glass. It's believed that one man's hand was badly injured and another man was struck in the thigh by about 70 pellets. Soon after, another shotgun booby trap went off and police, fearful of other booby traps on the premises, called in the Army. So far, 1 Army bomb disposal squad has arrived from a nearby Army camp. They've sent their remote control unit inside the bookshop, and in the past half hour, there have been 5 separate explosions. Police say that one of these explosions came from a device set off by the robot's caterpillar tracks. The other explosions were shotgun blasts fired by the robot itself when triggered off by army personnel monitoring the robot's movements from the safety of a nearby van. These shots were directed at suspicious-looking objects inside the shop. There have been reports that the booby traps were set up to deter would-be thieves. It's expected to be several hours before the clearing operation is completed. John Gatfield, National 9 News.
Right, this is it. This is the scene that greeted police and ambulance men when they arrived to a call here early this morning. Apparently what had happened at about 3:30 this morning, a newspaper truck had noticed a fire in the North Albury Book Exchange directly behind me. Firemen were called in. As they went into the building, they detonated a booby trap. Some type of pellet explosion occurred. 3 of the firemen are in hospital at this stage. Their condition is described as satisfactory. One of the firemen has 71 pellets to the lower part of his leg. Since that time, in fact 2 further explosions have gone off in the roof of the building, and at this stage it's believed that there are yet another number of detonatable devices there. The Army disposal team has been called in. They've called for further equipment. The whole reason for the detonating devices is that the bookstore was broken into a number of times. The owner has been away. Police are still trying to contact him. The whole area has been cordoned off, and it's believed it'll be another hour and a half before it'll be declared safe.
At this stage there are at least 9 other devices within the ceiling, and because of the danger involved in trying to defuse these, it's been agreed that we're going to explode the ceiling and drop it down onto the floor.
Is there any devices consist of?
Again, the same as yesterday's, petrol contained in Coca-Cola bottles.
Is there any danger to the people living around here if that operation takes place?
Well, we have evacuated them from the near vicinity, and we've asked the shopkeepers to come and open all their doors so as to alleviate any damage to windows and so forth.
What about under the floorboards? Is there any chance of further bombs there?
No, we feel that it's clear.